Playoff number 2 tonight. Welcome to beautiful Palm Beach Gardens, Florida, for our second semifinals match in TGL presented by SoFi. 2 teams enter in a win or go home showdown. Can Justin Thomas push Atlanta Drive to the finals, or will Ludwig Oberg and the Bay punch their ticket as they seek the prize of them all, the SoFi Cup? With that, we say, how's it going, everybody? I'm Jahmai Webster, as always, joined by the First Lady of TGL, Claire Rogers. Happy to be here. Happy to be in this atmosphere. It's the playoffs. We felt a little bit of that shift last night. How much do you feel like the playoffs has elevated this experience? How would you describe how these semifinals have been so far?
100% has been elevated. Last night was so much fun, and I think you could tell that both teams wanted it. I don't want to say it was more serious, but I think there was less of the banter in between the teams last night, for sure, I would say, because these guys want to win.
Yeah,
so.
It was electric, and it came down to the second to last hole of the match. Obviously, we saw the upset, New York winning. I think we'll see a little bit more of that tonight. We'll see exactly what happens here.
We will, and let's take a look. So the winner of this first semifinal match will play a best of 3 series against New York, who won last night, beginning on Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2 and continuing Tuesday at 7 p.m. on ESPN. There is so much on the line beyond just the legacy of getting crowned for the first ever TGL champions. These guys want to add the coveted SoFi Cup to their resume and that $9 million payday to the winning team.
All right, let's get paid, and let's take a peek at the lineups for tonight. For Atlanta, Justin Thomas will be joined by Billy Horschel and Patrick Cantlay. And for the Bay, Shane Lowry, along with Min-Woo Lee, who's in the lineup after Wyndham Clark had to withdraw because of injury, followed by Ludwig Oberg. So, Claire, who do you think is the most important player for the Bay here tonight?
Ludwig Oberg. He is, I mean, we haven't seen him in a couple weeks here. I've missed him. So I'm glad he's back, but he is just such a talented player. He's got a gorgeous swing. So I'm really excited to watch him do his thing tonight, and I think he can bring a lot of great iron shots and great putts to tonight's match. What about you, Jahmai?
He knows how to work his way around the course, that is for sure. But yeah, you posed the question to me, and I think my most important player is Wyndham Clark, who's missing from action tonight with an injury. So by default, the most important player for the Bay would be Min-Woo Lee. Because Wyndham, he's tops in the league in holes won, points won, total strokes gained off the tee, strokes gained, ball striking as well. Those are some statistics that are going to be missed tonight. But Min-Woo's game, it's complimentary. It's been great. His chip ins, also his driving distance. He leads with the longest driving distance on average with 332 yards. I think that's important because if you drive the ball further, that means you'll be chipping from less, and you can also be putting from less. So it'll be critical, I think.
You took some serious statistics to this claim tonight. What about Atlanta? Who's going to be your number one over there?
Atlanta, I'm going with my guy, Billy Horschel. Billy Ho, we got really close at the API Arnold Palmer Invitational, and really got to spend more time with him in a more intimate setting. And the thing that I walked away with, the conversations that we had, were his competitive drive are up there with the greats. He wants to win. He's passionate about this. And he's a passionate player who loves to feed off the energy for the fans. Those are his words, something that this environment breeds. So I think he's going to be a critical piece to what they do, and they go as far as Billy Ho takes them.
I agree. That's my take for tonight as well. And I think it's because he's really brought the fun to every single match. And I think if he can continue doing that, he's going to bring great energy to his team. And kind of no matter what happens, I love his walkouts. I love the way he arrives in here. He just brings some really fun energy. So I think I'm just really looking forward to watching him tonight.
Can we get a dirty bird from you real quick?
No,
okay.
But thank you for asking.
We'll save it for a little bit later. But, hey, these two teams, they squared off before in this arena, and it was exceptional. It was one of the matches of the year to that point. Let's pick up the action with Wyndham Clark, who is missing. They're going to be a piece that they will miss tonight on the third hole, putting for 20 feet for birdie. He sunk it to put the Bay up 2-0. They jumped out to a pretty sizable lead. On 4, it's Min-Woo Lee from just off the green. Dr. Chapinski is in. A chip in for the Doctor, extending the lead to 3-0. But Atlanta, that dark horse, they would fight their way back on 5. It's Justin Thomas. After Atlanta had already thrown the hammer, the Bay accepted Thomas from 13 feet. No problem. 2-point hole cuts the deficit to just 1. To the 9th, Lucas Glover. Not in action tonight, but he was really good here this night. From 27 feet, he holds out. And how about the somersault from Justin Thomas back there? Give me a rating, 1 to 10.
Simone Biles-esque, I might say. 10 out of 10.
It was a beautiful thing that made the Bays lead to 1. And then Clark again, par 4 13th. His approach, 178 yards, and he stuffs it. Brought it to within 8 feet. A crucial point for the Bay, gives them a 6-5 lead at that point. Then your man who you've missed on the par 3, Luddy. Ludwig Oberg, tee shot to 3 feet, and this is the stuff that we've missed. His energy, his shots, his golf game, it's all been fantastic. But some more Lucas Glover here. He answers the call with the tee shot of his own. That was great. He puts that within 3 feet, so 2 balls within striking distance of each other. They would tie the hole. And then on 15, Justin Thomas needed to make this putt to force a playoff, and it just missed right, barely. So the Bay would be victorious, 6-5.
Let's take a closer look at the strengths of these two teams. The Bay was first in birdies or better, strokes gained total, scrambling, and strokes gained around the green, while Atlanta was second in all of these categories. When it comes to strokes gained putting, Atlanta was first in the league, with the Bay right behind them in number 2. Jahmai, what's important number or stat on your mind when it comes to this matchup? I know you've already dropped a bunch, but
yes, I got a big one for you, and it has to do with the Bay.
All right.
And it's their driving distance. On average, 319 yards for their team. That's first in all the league. If they can drive the ball further than anybody else, that's going to set them up for shorter shots and give them an opportunity to really create some separation as it relates to the points. That's a big one I'm looking for tonight. You're obviously missing a big striker in Wyndham Clark. But again, as I mentioned off the top of the show, you got Minwoo Lee backfilling that hole. What about you?
Awesome. Mine I kind of just ran over a little bit, but strokes gained putting. So the Bay is first across the board. Let me take a look here. You know, birdies are better, scrambling around the green, but they're second in putting. You know who's first?
You're going to tell me.
Atlanta.
Oh.
So I think it's really going to come down to putting tonight if these guys want it, if Atlanta wants, or the Bay wants to get it done. That's what I'll be keeping an eye on tonight.
I'm right there with you.
All right.
Putting would be huge.
It is. I think it's going to be the deciding factor tonight for sure. So.
All right, well, the Bay, they came into here feeling a little bit salty because their last match, it was a loss to LA Golf Club, and the top overall seed was on the line. Let's take a look at exactly what went down on that day. Sahith Theegala on 12. This for birdie. Is that Topinski? Look at him. He put up the call the doctor sign. And you loved a little bit of chippiness there. But LA came to play. Obviously, their season came to an end last night in the first semifinal against New York. But this was regular season drama that we had not expected. Then on 13, Tommy Fleetwood gets in on the mix. Just off the green, and he chips it in. Everybody was going nuts, and of course, they would win the match 5-3, secure the top overall seed, and leave the Bay on the outside looking in for that. So the Bay would be the number 2 seed. But after this, they had been just cruising the entire time. And Shane Lowry, he felt like it can be a lesson. Take a look at what Shane Lowry had to say following this regular season finale loss against LA.
Pretty pissed off that we lost tonight. So I think, if anything, it might be a blessing in disguise going into the playoffs. Might be a bit of a kick in the backside that we need. And we can, you know, get our head down and focus a little bit better going in there.
All right, Jahmai, buying or selling that loss could be a blessing in disguise for the Bay?
This is a lot of times with professional athletes, they talk about losses and things like that. It's eyewash. It's just something to have a conversation piece. But I really believe that Shane Lowry has got some inspiration from that loss. The Bay had been cruising. and they had been coasting to the #1 seed. They had been the best team top to bottom statistically. We showed you that. So having a loss right before the playoffs kind of puts you back in gear, making you think that, hey, you're going to have to earn this. So I believe them.
I agree. I think those losses can sometimes make you reevaluate, like the little things that maybe aren't working that you wouldn't have picked up on otherwise. And I know there's a saying that some golfer said he never learned anything from the tournaments that he won. So, you know, that loss maybe had them go back and learn a couple things about what they need to do strategy-wise, hammer-wise. We'll see.
We certainly will. I'm interested in seeing that. All right, we are just getting started here on the pregame show, and plenty more to come. Justin Thomas warming up. He's going to be a critical piece to Atlanta's drive, no pun intended, on this playoff push. We're back on the pregame show right after this.
Golf is a game of tradition, but even it's changed. From the style, to the equipment, to the whatever this is. And if golf can change, why can't banking? But with SoFi's game-changing tech, now people can bank, borrow, and invest all in one app, so they can take their best shot at their ambitions. TGL presented by SoFi. Next Gen Golf meets Next Gen Finance. SoFi, get your money right.
Can I ask you some advice? I hate sweating. Do you think I should buy this sauna? No? Really? Can I ask you one more question? There's this show that I hate that I never want to watch again for the rest of my entire life. Do you think I should pay to watch it? No? Verizon lets me choose which streaming services I pay for, while T-Mobile makes me buy things I can't stand. Which one do you think I should choose?
I choose Verizon. Save for yourself. Duh.
Business Solver empowers your HR team with industry-leading software that controls costs and keeps employees really happy. That's Employee of the Decade stuff. That's what it means to be a business solver.
Best short game in TGL presented by SoFi.
Probably Justin Thomas.
Best putter.
Fitzy.
Best driver in TGL.
Ludwig. Rory's not going to be happy, but Ludwig.
Best trash talker.
Kevin Kisner. I'm sure that'll be a popular answer.
Shot clock, scared or excited?
Excited, because I'll be okay.
Who will be the first to curse on a hot mic? Who will have the most shot clock violations during the TGL season?
Patrick?
Best golf shoe game?
Me. My Irish shoes. I'm getting a cramp there. Been on the course so far. Yeah.
Welcome back to pregame coverage of the semifinals between Atlanta and the Bay. If you're a fan of Minwoo Lee and the Bay, you're in luck because Dr. Chapinski gear has just dropped. Shop the new collection and all of your favorite team apparel by visiting shoptglgolf.com. Receive 25% off your order when you use code TGL25. Offer valid throughout tonight. All right, it's time for a little fashion forward, aka my favorite part of our pregame show. Let's take a look at some of the game's best talents and the looks that they brought.
All right, let's
tonight.
see what these guys rolled in here with.
Whoa.
The doctor is in.
He's got the glasses. I love him. The hair.
Specs. Also, the shirt underneath is kind of preppy. I like that swag from Minwoo.
Look at it. He gave us a little spin. I like it.
Okay, he's
10
feeling
out of 10.
himself.
Yeah.
He's coming in
He's
here ready.
chipping in tonight.
He's coming in hot tonight. Oh, I didn't even realize the shorts, but that's dope.
Luddy. Classic.
I mean, this guy.
Brown is in, by the way, folks.
It is, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I can pull that off, though, Claire. I'm not going to hold you.
Shane Lowry and his family. Oh, my gosh. Incredible.
Is that an Irish shirt?
He got to wear his St. Patrick's Day fit today because he wasn't playing last night. They look great. I love it.
The backwards hat, is that cool?
Yeah, it's cool.
I mean, that's coming to work with Dad, so that's giving Dad vibes.
Justin Thomas. Let's check this one out. Ooh.
Got the chest out.
Yeah.
Listen, I like the open fly collar.
Yep.
No buttons. The glasses, nice touch. I don't think I've seen him swaggier.
Yeah, I like
season.
this. I want to ask him about this later tonight.
The outfit, he came correct tonight.
He did. Billy Ho, let's see.
You love a nice hoodie that's
He's
tight
not
and
imitating Tiger's walk-in like he did a couple weeks ago, but I like the athleisure look. Looks like he's going to get a good workout in here.
But
and all black.
And he looks locked in, too.
Pat Cantley and his
Mr.
guy
All Black
Preston
everything.
next to him. He looks great. I like it. This is classic Cantley, I want to say. So
Yeah, it is. And, you know, it's one thing about being comfortable with the clothes that you're in, and he seems to be able to accomplish that in this feat. Keep it classic with the All Black.
I agree. This match will tee off at 7 p.m. Eastern on ESPN, with the winner moving on to the finals to take on New York. Let's take a look back at the highlights from last night's playoff action.
All right, our first semifinal playoff action, New York and LA. Pick up the action on the first hole. Tommy Fleetwood. His approach shot, 88 yards to the pin, and he sticks it. What a way to get out for LA. This would lead to them jumping out to a 1-0 lead early. Ownership is loving it. They're feeling good about themselves to start. But New York, battle-tested, 24 points their last 3 matches. Getting ready to add another one here. Xander Schauffele on the second. This hole called the spear, and he stones it within 5 feet. That would lead to a New York point. 1-1 after 2. The thought for what would come. On hole number 4, Tommy Fleetwood needed a necessary putt, and he came up short. He missed a shorty, which opened the door for New York to win the hole. They would get another point. Up 2-1 at that point. But there's something called redemption. On the par 3 fifth, Fleetwood, his tee shot, and he's playing target practice. Bullseye. Off the pin. What a shot. And that led to LA tying the match at 2. Let's go to 8. His teammate Colin Morikawa, 7-footer. He needed it, and he came up short. It was a growing theme for LA. They played incredible golf. Serena Williams in disbelief. That is a gimme for a player of his caliber. Then on hole number 9, Morikawa locked it in. His second shot on the par 5. The par 5. He reaches the green in 2. That's what he's talking about. Sahith loves to see it, but Ricky Fowler was a man on a mission. 16 feet for eagle. Oh my goodness. Matt Fitzpatrick, their 4th teammate, sitting out. He loves what he saw. That kept the match where it currently stood. Then on 11, Fowler starts to go off. 157 yards. Ricky walking away because he stuffed it. Look at that. New York would then jump out to a 5-2 lead. The ball marker sees right there. Then on 13, Xander Schauffele. He was here for the first match, missed 3, came for the regular season finale, and this is the type of stuff that they missed. Spins it back. LA would throw the hammer. It would be declined. So New York now up 6-3 at this point. Remember, they were the last team to sneak into the playoffs, but running away with the upset on 14. Hammer had already been thrown, so it's a 2-point hole, and Fleetwood steps to the tee box, ice in his veins. What a setup. Leaves him with about 5 feet for birdie. You can feel the momentum coming to win the hole, and it lifts out. The match was decided on the 14th. Unfortunately, Tommy Fleetwood comes up short. LA goes down to New York 6-4, the final in this one. Wow, so just a 2-point victory. They eked that one out, but how much fun was that?
Just a blast. One of my favorite matches of the season, I have to say.
Yeah, and I feel like we got another opportunity for another classic tonight, but we'll get to that in just a moment. But Adam Sandler has blessed us. Almost 30 years after the original Happy Gilmore. They're coming out with the second one. The film will be released later this summer. Several of TGL golf players are featured in the film. So me and you, Claire, decided, why not us?
Why not us?
Hey everybody, Claire Rogers here with Jahmai Webster. And in honor of Happy Gilmore 2, we figured we'd play a couple holes of golf like Happy himself.
It's very exciting. Arguably one of the greatest films ever invented, not just sports movies, but Happy Gilmore's up there. We're so excited for number 2 coming out. So let's try our hand at being Happy himself. We'll try to keep this clean.
We'll see how this goes, Jahmai.
Maybe I should move out of the
Am
way.
I starting
I feel like
here?
I'm in the danger zone.
This could be like a whiff situation. I already am calling I get a mulligan if something bad happens. Okay, so I'm going to back up.
Give it as much as you can, Claire. Just like Happy.
Wait, that was a crazy practice swing.
You're about to drive this like 300 yards.
Ready, everybody?
153 to the pin. I didn't know you'd like to get wet.
58 yards.
Okay, you gotta almost swing it like a bat. You can't really do like a normal golf swing. And then, okay. All right, here we go. Happy. Happy! There it is. Get there. All right, Gilmore girl, we've reached the green zone. And now we got a tough downhill putt. I'm reading a little left to right break. Is that what you see?
I'm going to let you hit yours and I'll just
Okay, so
do
no
mine
help.
after that.
No help there.
yeah.
I just want to get my body right, you know what I mean? Make sure I got the hips in it, legs, turning over.
Ooh, Jahmai.
No! Oh, come on! Are you kidding me? Come on, I'm out here reading those greens like a Claire Rogers Airport novel. Make it count here, Claire. Let's go. Yes. Yes. Yes! Yes!
Nailed it.
She
First
buried
take.
it. Fantastic job. Full disclosure, that was not an edit. She sunk that putt.
I did.
So props to you.
Thank you. I can give you a lesson anytime.
Oh, please. I read that green first. All right, so give me credit. And we'll be looking for that film July 25th on Netflix. What is one hole that you're looking forward to watching tonight?
Number 2, the Spear. There's a pinch point right around where the PGA Tour average carry is. And it's been my favorite hole to watch all season. It gives players a choice to either go for it or lay up. So first of all, the look of the hole, I love it, but also just the risk reward aspect of it.
I mean, that is a tough one. I'm glad I'm not teeing off on there. My hole is 8. It's Blue Bonnet, the par 4. Billy Horschel, Minwoo Lee will be the first up on the tee in that one, and it's an attractive hole for me because it's 312 yards. It is a drivable par 4. So there's opportunities for eagle. And these guys, we know they can reach that distance. So that is one that I will be watching, and that is during triples. All right, so as we look at the lineups, here is how things will match up tonight again. Justin Thomas, Shane Lowry, Billy Horschel, Minwoo Lee, Patrick Cantlay, Ludwig Oberg, the guys going at it in singles. So what is one of those matchups as we look at that VS, the verses that we're looking for?
Horschel versus Lee.
Oh,
the
big one. I would have picked that one too.
I would say Lee is very much a Gen Z guy, but I think Horschel, although he's not, he kind of has that edge to him. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun to watch those two battle it out.
I like your pick, but now as I think about it, I like mine even more.
Oh, geez, who is it?
And it is the group, the pairing, I should say, that was going to be leading off singles action. That is Billy Horschel, that is Justin Thomas against Shane Lowry. I love the energy those guys bring. There's going to be a lot of conversation, but this is serious. This is playoff golf now.
It is.
So I'm interested to seeing how much they lock in to the task at hand. We'll see. But that is one that I got my eyes on.
They might be the players that Tiger and Rory are following most closely in this match tonight, too, as they're really good friends. So I think that'll be a fun one for sure.
Yeah. And we've seen JT come through clutch in many moments. Shane, obviously, playing some really good golf on the PGA Tour and bringing that in here. So we'll see what happens. Semifinal number 2 tonight. We're going to set our championship. After tonight, it'll be set. So who will be facing New York Golf Club in the finals? We shall see. Looking forward to that. You and I, let's get inside.
Let's do it.
Almost.
Almost, not quite.
We'll be right back after this quick moment. Not letting you go just yet.
Golf is a game of tradition, but even it's changed. From the style, to the equipment, to the whatever this is. And if golf can change, why can't banking? Well, with SoFi's game-changing tech, now people can bank, borrow, and invest all in one app, so they can take their best shot at their ambitions. TGL presented by SoFi. Next-gen golf meets next-gen finance. SoFi, get your money right.
What is that?
What is that?
Ooh, what is that?
It's the Genesis. Something you'll get used to saying a lot.
Deep rough or bunker?
Bunker.
Hoodie or no hoodie on the course?
I think no hoodie.
Best iron game in TGL presented by SoFi.
Everyone.
Best TGL follow on social?
Ricky, I think. Everyone loves Ricky.
Shot clock scared or excited?
I'm a little nervous about it. I think I'll be okay, but there might be a bit of pressure, yeah.
Which player will throw the most hammers during the season?
Hopefully our team. Hopefully our team.
Which player will call the most timeouts during the season?
Patrick or Tom?
Best overall athlete in TGL?
Shane Lowry, yeah. Put that in.
Best Buy really decks you out.
Yeah, I'm obsessed with technology. It's definitely not my father's golf, or my grandfather's.
Oh, boom shakalaka.
What if tomorrow's tech met tomorrow's golf?
Business Solver empowers your HR team with industry-leading software that controls costs and keeps employees really happy. That's Employee of the Decade stuff. That's what it means to be a business solver.
Before every match, be sure to open the TGL app and play Match Predictor for a chance to win a PGA Tour Superstore gift card. There's no limit on winners, so get in there and make those predictions count. We're going to help you out right now with our own picks. All right, Jahmai, who do you think is going to win tonight?
I got the Bay. You know, but I'm like going all chalk. I took the top seed yesterday, and I could be upset again. Who knows? But I just feel like they've been great all season. They lost their last match. Shane Lowry, a fire has been ignited under his you-know-what. So I feel like it's going to be a good opportunity for them to prove what we always believe. What about your pick?
Fully agree. I also have the Bay tonight. What will the winning margin be? You said 3 to 5.
I did, but I'm now starting to – I'm on the smaller side of 3. I feel like it's going to be 3.
Okay.
If I had to put a specific number on there. But it's going to be a tightly contested one, and just like last night, it'll come down to the last few holes.
Yeah, I said 1 to 2. I definitely think it's going to be close. Will there be a chip-in? We both said yes, because Min-Woo Lee is playing
is
tonight.
Dr. Chipinski, is he in there tonight? Is Billy Horschel there? Is Patrick Cantlay there? Yes, I got a chip-in tonight. I got 2 chip-ins.
I also have 2 chip-ins. What hole will the hammer first be thrown on?
Oh, these guys are going nuts.
Same,
and
I agree.
think it's going to happen right outside the gate. I feel like between the first 2 holes, and I think that's what we saw last night, if I'm correct.
Yes.
So it's no messing around now. You got to create separation. You need to strategize that correctly, and I think the Bay is one of the teams that has utilized the hammer strategy most efficiently all season. So I think that continues, and I think Atlanta has a great strategy too. But I feel like it's happening first 2 holes.
I agree, but then I also know that Patrick Cantlay likes to be a little conservative with it. So time will tell. Which team will have the longest drive? You said the Bay.
Yes, I did, and that was even before I saw that Wyndham Clark was out because he owns the longest drive of the year. But Min-Woo Lee, the man has been eating his Wheaties. He's got some spinach. He's got some muscle, so I got him.
I said Atlanta. Let's skip over to the last one. Who will win in 10 singles between JT and Shane? We both said tie.
Gonna be a tie.
I think so,
These guys are just too good. They'll go tit for tat. And it'll be even when it's all said and done.
I think unless somebody really screws up off the tee, it's going to be a tie as well. It's going to be good. And you can take a look at all of our picks here and make sure to get those bets in tonight, those predictions.
All right, I'm looking forward to that. I am looking forward to seeing who will face New York Golf Club in the finale. I hear Roger Steele already on the mic. That means it's time for us to get inside. We'll see you on Matchup Live, presented by Verizon, in just a moment.